A procession will be held today for Searsmont Assistant Fire Chief Wayne Woodbury. The State Fire Marshal's office says Woodbury died from injuries he suffered in the Robbins Lumber fire. He was 76. Woodbury was among the 12 people injured in the incident. He's the second person to have died as a result. Firefighter Andrew Cross was killed while responding to the fire on May 15th. In a social media post, Liberty Fire and Rescue states the procession for Woodbury will be around 3 p.m. coming up from Augusta along Route 3. It will turn onto New England Road, go through Searsmont, then head to the Reposta Funeral Home. They have asked people to line the route to honor Woodbury for his service. Governor Mills releasing a statement on Assistant Chief Woodbury's passing. I'm deeply saddened to learn that the Assistant Chief of Searsmont, Wayne Woodbury, has died as a result of the injuries he sustained fighting the fire at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont. Wayne gave his life to protect his community, and his sacrifice and example will never be forgotten. On behalf of the people of Maine, I extend my deepest condolences to the Searsmont Fire Department, to his community, and to all impacted by this devastating loss.